Okay. Yeah. Novice/baby lifters picking out their weak points like their entire frame is in a train wreck. Sometimes people talk about their body, right? And they just zero in on tiny parts of it and they're like, look, I've got a weak front delt or something. And you like look at them and they just look like a teenage boy. And it's like, what? Are you seriously focusing on your front delt? Like, the whole thing needs improvement. And it's not looking at it from how you're in bad shape. That's not how I feel at all. It's the idea of singling out something. It's like bullying. It's like you haven't been training long, you're not in a good shape, and you find one part of your body's like, it's your fault. It's your fault we're not getting the girls on the beach. It's you. You've been doing it. And the muscle's like, I'm small like everyone else. And he's like, no, it's just you. Everyone else is putting in their work and you're screwing up the program. It's like, I'm sorry, I'll grow faster. It really hurts me. It's like, guy, chill out. Just keep training. Everything will grow in time. If you've been training heavy, you'll get to the point where you're benching, you know, way in excess of 225 pounds. You know, you're squatting way in excess of 315 pounds. That's 150 kilos-ish, 140 kilos to people, whatever. If you're deadlifting at 400 pounds plus, and then you're like, look, my front delt is weak. And then I'll be like, okay, this is what you need for your front delt. You go into the gym, you know, a single plate on each side is like, I can't get it up. But then you're telling me, yeah, I think my side delt is a little, it's like, whoa, just calm down. Just keep training. Stop bullying your body parts. And that's what I'm calling it. Bullying your body parts. Because it ain't fair. It's like, analogy coming. You're playing basketball, right? No one's been to practice all year. You ain't done one single team practice. Not even everyone on the team remembers the rules, right? Everyone's fumbling around, you're getting your ass whipped by this team of basketball gods, right? Then you get a 3-point shot, comes up, guy throws, hits off the backboard. Throws it clean over. Then everyone's like, Dave. Dave's like, Dave, man, you missed that and you lost the whole game for us. Good night going, Dave. And it's like, Dave's just sitting there like, I feel that maybe everyone's contribution was slightly lacking pertaining to winning the actual match. Nah, Dave, we was all putting the time in. If it wasn't for you missing, God, I hate you, Dave. You suck, Dave. Dave, you suck. Throw stuff at Dave. It's not nice. Stop bullying your body parts, okay? Stop letting your mind convolute and make constructs about why one part of your body you should hate and dislike. Just keep going. Like, you know, when you've got raging pecs and staggering biceps and your triceps are hanging off and smacking the floor as you walk around and your quads are rubbing together as you walk and you look down, your calves are like little twigs, then you can be like, all right, hold on. Calves, what's going on here? And then you need some additional calf work maybe, right? Or maybe you need to squat because your calves are lacking and your quads are huge. Your programming is probably not squat based. But that's another issue anyway. So yeah, that one infuriates me. Okay, this one's a bit abstract, okay? This one I hate. When people use the word inspiration, I think people need to look up the definition of the word inspiration. But inspiration, look up the definition of the word inspiration. Anyway, people say the word inspiration without any activity, making it not an inspiration, just something. So if you look at someone like, wow, you're an inspiration, and then don't do anything, they weren't in fact an inspiration. They were just cool to look at or something. You have to then do something subsequently, and the amount of people I've had tell me the word, like the first time you hear it, you feel so good in your heart and your soul, and you're like, me? Thank you. No, thank you. That's how you feel. Second time, something like that. Third time keeps going. After a while, you heard it a few times. Like, you still appreciate it. But then you start thinking, okay, inspiration. What have I inspired you to do? And you check back to people and they're not training, they're not dieting, they're not doing anything. They just, you know, they just said you're an inspiration. Like, you are what I would like to be if I was to do anything, which I won't. But, you know, I'm thinking of doing it. And now it's become the word. Whenever I see the word, I'm like, inspiration, huh? What you been up to? I hate the word inspiration. It's become so bastardized. It's gone from, you inspired me to do something. You know, you were the inspiration for this. You were the inspiration for that. Like, you see an artist draw something and it's like, what's your inspiration? What made you make that thing? What made you build that building? What made you design that car? What made you start training? What inspired you to play tennis? What inspired you to play track? What inspired you to... Now it's just, what inspired you? Just period. Not inspired you to ever do anything, just generally what made you feel inspiration. You can't just feel inspiration without action. Alright, the last one for today. Oh, this one frustrates me. People telling you how many times a week they work out as if all workouts are equal, and doing more workouts makes it more better. So like, if someone says, I work out 3 times a week, that's like 3 times. Someone says, I work out 4 times a week, it's like, oh, 4. That's better than 3, because 3 and then 4, because 4 is higher than 3. There you go, better. And if someone like, I work out like 5 to 6 times a week, I'll be like, I work out 6 to 7 times a week. And it's like, oh. Now you're speaking to someone that has worked out 3 times a week. You're also speaking to someone that at another point in time has worked out 14 times a week. So I've got a full range of understanding, from June 2012 to January 2013, every single day I trained 2 times, not missing a single day, not once, not even Christmas Day and my birthday. I had a really good shoulder day on my birthday, in fact. I mean, a really good leg day on Christmas Day, in fact. I was doing splits then. So I know what I'm talking about with regards to training often, frequently, or not so frequently. And the idea of me saying, I train 14 times a week, so I train better than you because you train 3 days a week, or just saying it because it gives you some kind of form of bravado, no, it doesn't. It does not give you that at all. It's just your programming. That doesn't, when I say I trained 14 times a week, that doesn't mean I did 14 4-hour sessions a week. I didn't do that. That doesn't mean I went super heavy 14 times a week. That doesn't mean I sprinted until complete collapse 14 times a week. That's insane. My programming had me doing cardio every single morning for half an hour. So I was on either the treadmill or the bike every morning for 30 minutes. That's how I woke up. I woke up, I went on the bike or the treadmill and just rode it out until, progressively getting faster until I was like, whoo, pooped. And I'll go back upstairs and have breakfast. That was my programming, okay? Then I would train with weights 5 times a week. That was my programming at the time. And the other days I would do cardio, which was Wednesday and Saturday. That was my program for most of that time. In fact, probably the entirety of that time. So, that was my programming. At a certain point after that, I cut out the cardio because it wasn't specific to my goals and I wasn't really that interested in it and I didn't want to do it anymore, so I stopped doing it. Then I was training 5 times a week. And then after that, I moved into full body and I was training 3 times a week and not doing anything else. At all of those times, my training intensity was just as high as it ever has been. Really high. Because what else would you do? And it wasn't the case that when I was training 3 days a week, I was hardly working, I was chillaxing. And when I was training 14 times a week, then I was really into it. That's when I was really being serious. I was a serious trainee then. It's not. I just had different programming for what I was doing. So please stop saying you train this many times a week or that many times a week like it gives you some kind of bonus, some kind of kudos, or that it means anything other than just that happens to be the frequency of your training. Saying to me, I train 7 days a week. I train 3 days a week. Doesn't actually mean anything other than that. With just saying that, I train this many times a week. It doesn't mean anything. The word train means totally different things to totally different people, Every person's interpretation of the word train or workout or exercise is totally different and varied and completely separate. And just saying that you do this, it doesn't actually transfer to anything. So you need to be thinking more in terms of, am I maximizing myself? Am I doing the best I can for me? Is this giving me ample recovery time? Am I stimulating my muscles enough? Am I stimulating them often enough? Am I stimulating all my muscles? Things like that make more sense. It's not about how often you walk into the gym. Just entering the gym does not give you points, unfortunately. It'd be great if it did. It's not about how many times a week you enter the gym or how many times a week you can say you technically trained. It's about how much training you do, how much you get done, how much you push, how much you kill yourself in there and achieve and stuff. That's another thing. Hopefully that's been some help. Just ranting and stuff, keeping it rantful and whatever. Subscribe and like and comment and stuff. Say stuff, because I know some people will disagree with the stuff I say. And just let's start a conversation going, because I want to do some more of these and whatnot. So hopefully that's been some help. bradleyaidanjohnson@gmail.com for any queries or theories or suggestions or anything, let me know. Other than that, like the video, like my Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and of course subscribe.